Are you last pick? Are you getting stuck with support? Well, fear not, motherfucker, cause I'm about to change your world with this!
Rin! The new champion select is out.
No.
It's true. And you know what that means, don't you?
No, there has to be some other way.
Rin.
No, just give me 5 minutes. I'll find a way to make it work.
Rin.
Don't worry, man. All you gotta do is hashtag bereave.
Rin! It's over. Though it has its flaws, Dynamic Q is actually a very welcome change to League of Legends. People will finally be able to get the roles that they want. But that also means that nobody will ever be stuck with a role as last pick ever again.
But how will I change their world?
I'm sorry, Trin. They don't need you to change their worlds anymore. It's over.
I understand.
What are you doing?
I'm doing what needs to be done. This is the stock image of me being last pick that I've used for every single one of my last picks. And if the last pick series is truly over, then I don't need this anymore. The last pick series helped build my channel into what it is today. What started as a silly idea quickly turned into something bigger than I could ever imagine. There were ups and downs, but at the end of the day, nothing can replace the memories that we've shared over this past year. But unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. This is my 100th and final video. Thank you for letting me change your world. I love you all. Goodbye. What's wrong with him? He's been that way ever since the last pick series was ended. It's probably best to just leave him alone for now. Oh, speaking of last pick, isn't the new champion select amazing? I know, right? It's so great to be able to pick our roles without a care in the world. I do have one problem though. What's that? Honestly, I'm really only good at mid, but the system still requires you to put a second role, so I just click fill because it doesn't make a difference to me. But in my case, it might as well just be feed. Why don't you just queue with friends? Ha! I don't have friends. Yeah, you're a pretty shitty person. But you know, I kind of have a similar problem. Oh? Yeah, I don't really have a main role, but I can play 1 or 2 champions in each role pretty well, so I usually just click fill, but it gets stale after a while, playing the exact same champions every single game, you know what I mean? Sometimes I wish I could just change it up, but I just never know who to pick. Yeah, if only there was someone out there who can give us strong and easy champions to play when we're forced to fill a role. Or someone who gives us different champions to play when we want to change it up a little bit. Of course. How could I be so blind? The solution was right in front of me all along. Even with the new system, people will still need me to show them the different options so they're not all brainless LCS clones. My work is not finished. Thanks, voices in my head. Anytime, Trin. Ha, get help. I need to make sure that this new series is bigger and better than the last pick series ever was. Only then will it truly be able to rest in peace. But my path is now clear. I will continue to change your world! Alright, you know, I actually feel like playing some League of Legends right now. Let's do that. Alright, let's take advantage of this sexy new champion select and... Are you fucking serious? After all that? Well, since the old champion select is back, I can do one more last pick. But who should it be? A last pick that's been requested time and time again. Now this may come as a bit of a surprise to you, but I actually really like Yasuo. But before we go any further, I need to ask you just one question. What elo do you play in? If the answer is bronze or silver, then listen up. Yasuo is the perfect champion for you to just pick up and play. Now, I'm not going to go into much detail about his abilities because whenever I bring anything up that has to do with game balance, I get a flood of people telling me all the different ways that Yasuo is such an overpowered and overloaded champion. And let's be real, we don't have time to read the novel's worth of text to understand all of his abilities. All we have to do is have a knee-jerk reaction to something that we don't fully understand. So let's get to it. Now, why should you play Yasuo? It's simple, really. Yasuo is in a class of champions that actually affects the enemy team in real life. it really doesn't matter what you do with him in this elo. You can go 0-5 with him in lane, but once you build your 2 crit items, you'll see your kill count skyrocket as the enemy team would be incapable of seeing how easy it is to punish you for your blatantly terrible mistakes because of all the salty tears in their eyes. They'll run at you in a straight line so that you can get those oh so skilled 5-man knockup 1v5 pentacles that totally happens in literally every single Yasuo game ever, and they'll stand right next to minion waves all alone and then cry even more when you skillfully dash through all of the minions and kill them in 3 hits. And that's really all there is to it. As long as you're playing against people with the skill cap of intermediate bots, it apparently doesn't matter what you do. Just pick Yasuo, build some crit, throw out your wind wall and watch as your mentally rooted projectile reliant opponents do nothing to adapt and gain that freelo. Really, that's how it is down there, right? I mean, all those angry comments I get can't be wrong, right? Oh, and I know I started this whole video saying that this would be a support video, but you can take Yasuo support if you really want to. Just check this out.
And the people are like, no, she's... Why is that working? Why? What is wrong with you?
Anyway, we can finally lay the last pick series to rest. The Phil series will be its spiritual successor and will proudly carry on the legacy of totally not bullshit and 100% accurate League of Legends champion guides. Here's to a great 2016. And with that, there's just one last thing to do. But Trin and Murder, what if we're playing against decent opponents? Then don't pick Yasuo, unless you know how to play him.